A lot of headlines to try and get through, and we're going to start with Prince Harry, of course. The Duke of Sussex is in court at the moment. Became very emotional when he was giving evidence in his case against the Daily Mail newspapers. Unquestionably, this case, the experience is taking a toll on the young prince.
It's certainly taking a toll on him. It's worth mentioning that cases like this are open to the public, so there will be members of the public there. So at close hands you can see, and people who were there yesterday said that Prince Harry, who is one of 7 people who are taking action against the Daily Mail, the Mail on Sunday group, they are alleging that over 20 years there was intrusion of their privacy and there was a pattern of behaviour. The defence is that there was no. It was that basically they had friends who were leaky and it was legitimate journalism that got the stories in. Prince Harry was giving evidence yesterday. He became quite emotionally engaged, as you would, saying that his wife, Meghan, her life had been made hell, a nightmare, by these stories, endlessly. In fact, at one point, the judge had to say to him, please, just answer the questions. You're not here to make the case. Your barristers will be making the case for all of you. We just want you to answer, please, the questions that you are being asked. Because he was so emotionally engaged, he wanted to say, this has been hell for us. It shouldn't be going on. The defence is that actually, in their circle, they had groups of friends. One of whom, he apparently, a journalist who he met at a club, he gave her the name of I'm Mr. Mischief. He denies all this. He denies actually meeting her in Ibiza. So it's quite a complicated case. It's going to go on for several weeks, and he is just one of the 7 witnesses that will include many other people.
Sonia, what did you make of these first few days?
Well, every time you sort of see Harry, you just feel I just feel sad that, you know, he's clearly very traumatised from what happened to him with his mum when he was a very young boy. You know, we all remember those images of him at his mum's funeral. I feel really sorry for him because he was born into this life. There's no way out of it. There's no escaping media intrusion. You know, there's some people who choose celebrity and they choose fame as adults. There was no hope for Harry, really, from the moment he was born, and that's true for other members of the royal family as well. And it's just very sad. It's been sad to watch his fallout with his family played out across the press. It's sad to hear him talk. He just comes across as quite a traumatised man, really.
But he would be saying, if he were here, yes, that is all true, but actually I'm doing this for the public good, and I'm not alone. People like Doreen Lawrence, you remember whose son was killed?
Yeah.
I am here because actually our privacy was also intruded upon. Elizabeth Hurley, who is a celebrity, yes. Elton John and his husband. But Sir Simon Hughes, former Liberal Democrat MP, he's one of the people whose private life he felt was being... So they're saying, we've actually got a case against this newspaper. The newspaper, though, is defending this vigorously. They're not saying, well, settle out of court. They're saying, no, we believe we were legitimately reporting on these people who are public figures, and the material we got was sourced legitimately by our journalists talking to people who knew them.
And it is important that those claims are tested in court, and that is the right process for this, because, you know, there absolutely should be respect for privacy. And personally, you know, I would like there to be a bit more privacy around the royals, for example.
That's what he said, didn't he? He told the court the idea he has no right to privacy is disgusting. It's fundamentally wrong to put us through this again when all we wanted was an apology and accountability.
Yeah, that's true. But then at the same time, we live in a country with a free press, and we can't have too many regulations about what, you know, they've sort of signed up voluntarily, for example, to agreements with the royal family. I think they really need to respect that. But we do live in a world with a free press, and that is so important to democracy. And there are public figures who we do need to know about because they're public figures and there's very legitimate reporting that goes on about them. So what's really important is that these claims get tested, because if it turns out that a newspaper got this information through unlawful means, that is really serious. That needs to come to light. If it was sourcing through, you know, friends and distant friends and leaks, etc., which is also plausible, then, you know, then the claims of wrongdoing look a bit different.
And at this stage, nobody knows what the outcome will be. This is not a clear-cut case.
Yes.
So watch this space.
OK. Talking of watch...